Yeah, hi.
Yep.
Hi.
People.
We're back. Last time on Dragon Ball Undead, they went out into the woods and found an ancient giant settlement that had been destroyed by a beholder ritual. They fought the beholder, who was the Mad Hatter. Nats was dusted. They scooped up some of the dust into a pouch, gathered Nats's magical items, and started off back to the village. The village that they had originally left from, which is on the border of the Elysian Empire. After a couple hours of marching back out of the forest, which, to your credit, is much less foggy. Very quickly, you guys start noticing animals that are the denizens of this forest much more easily without the fog. Definitely a game-rich environment for the people. You guys make your way back to town, and as you guys approach the sort of outskirts of the town is just a bunch of farms, just probably about half a mile of farmland, but outside of the town. Sort of carved out, each little plot of land carved out by little small stone walls. You all march your way down the sort of center line, and in the distance, so if you're coming from the south side of the town, you're walking north to the sort of southeast edge of the village. You can see the constructions of what looks to be some sort of entertainment. Wagons have sort of circled around. Fence posts are being constructed. A long cylindrical log piece that looks like it could be either a mast to tie something to or the centerpiece of like a circus tent is being erected. There is some form of entertainment being constructed on the edge of town as you guys make your way back to the village. It's been almost a full day since you left. It's probably about 8 or 9 in the morning as you guys make your way back to town. So you're all pretty exhausted after full 24 hours of adventuring. What would you guys like to do as you guys make it back into town?
Before we left, I left a dagger at the blacksmith's.
Yeah, you said that would take a few days. It's been a day and a half so far. Probably about 3 days minimum for that kind of. He's got a job of his own for his government, and it's also kind of he's a big guy, and that's some fine work you've asked him to do.
Yeah, fuck the unions and all that. Yeah, I get it.
Which also might be pushed back if he goes and enjoys the entertainment. But you can find that out later. Well, anything else anybody would like to do? And where in town would you guys like to head? You're all pretty beat, getting close to exhaustion. If you guys don't get some rest soon, in like the near future, you guys will be kind of pushing your bodies after several fights. There's the barracks that you guys slept in. There's the sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Renovated church that is the home of the steward of this village, Lucas. Where'd you guys like to go?
Didn't we have rooms in Lucas's in the church somewhere?
It was in the barracks. Yeah. It was, he opened a portal door essentially. Boop boop. One side's red, one side or orange, one side's blue. and just sort of like deposited you guys into the barracks and like, here's some beds. So you could head back straight to the barracks. You guys know where the door for that is, or you could go parlay with Lucas, or go check out the entertainment. Those seem to be the sort of like 3 waypoints in the village right now.
I should probably at least let Lucas know that we're back and we're successful.
I'd like to go find some food vendors and check out the entertainment.
Okay. All right. You and Jelly do that. Anybody else want to go off with Tim Toothy and look at the entertainment that is starting to pull itself together?
I'll have a look around.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'll
would
do a
like
quick
to
look
go-
around.
I'd like to go with Tim and get some refreshments if
Okay.
available.
So Convergin, Gurk. Convergin and Gurk are the 2 that are going to go parlay with Lucas.
Yep. Sure.
Awesome. We're gonna do that first. So the Scooby Gang goes off to the entertainment, while the stoic Convergin and the body man Gurk roll up to Lucas. Gurk, you disappeared essentially before having an interview with Lucas. So as you approach, the goblins are the goblins. I don't know if you have much experience with what a church looks like, but a very nice building looms in front of you. It's probably the largest in this entire village. It's actually constructed out of wood. Most of the other houses here are more sort of like beat dirt and thatch roofs, more like huts than anything else. This is an actual with a stone foundation, wooden timbers, painted white. The paint's kind of a little chipped. And at the top of the front is a sort of lopsided cross that looks like that particularly has had a bit of disuse. Convergin seems to at least know the resident of this place, and knocks firmly on the door. And very quickly, almost like you were expected, the door opens. Pretty much as Convergin's knuckles hit the wood, the door slides open. And sitting in a recliner, and like a lazy boy almost, is Lucas, the 20-some-odd-year-old mage who is the steward of this village. And he looks at you with a smile that quickly disappears as he sees the diminished numbers of only 2 of you. And he leans forward very quickly and like, please come in, and ushers you in.
Okay. I'll step in and let Gurk follow me.
Seems like
Yes.
you've brought
Lucas?
a new friend, but many of your friends are missing. Do I dare ask what has happened to them?
They got distracted by the circus.
Oh, and you see him like literally lean back as if he was about to hear a horror story. He goes, "Oh, thank William. I feared the worst when I only saw you 2. I'm glad to know that it worked out. Is the job done?
It is.
I will have men work on it as we speak." And you see, as he says that, he kind of takes a moment, closes his eyes, meditates for maybe 10 seconds, and then returns to you. So, a deal's a deal. If there's anything that I can help you with, I am in your debt, to a degree, of course. Anything I can manage within my purview is yours.
Ah. Well, I will thank you for that, and perhaps we can travel further and see the fine works of William in the Elysian Empire.
Would you wish to travel deeper into our lands? That can be arranged fairly easily. We have a trade caravan coming in, maybe in 2 days' time. I can I can get you passage. It trades with us. It goes to the capital. It goes farther south past the capital. Usually during the warmer months. Those are ending quickly, though. In only a few weeks, we should probably see the first snowfall.
Conversion kind of pauses as Conversion has never seen snowfall.
Mhm.
Isn't really sure exactly what that is.
Mhm.
Like, sounds interesting at least. Yes, I think that might be a good idea.
I'll get the documents written up as soon as we can, and I will have a page take them to you. Conversion,
Fantastic.
isn't it? Conversion.
Yes.
Would you say you're the voice of the group? There's only you and Gherkin here.
I think,
It's not.
yeah, I think that's probably a safe statement.
Conversion. I will make sure the page knows. I will make sure the page knows to look for you in particular.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
In terms of payment, and he turns around and waves his hand, and from a pocket dimension, essentially, he pulls out a sack of green coins. He pours out a decent chunk of them in one hand, and then pours them back in the pouch, and then holds the pouch out to you, Conversion.
Okay, I will accept it and thank you.
300 of 300 marks for you.
Ah,
That is a small fortune. Don't be showing it off too much around town. That is from my personal and my family's stocks for doing a great favor for me. If you look at one of the coins, it's green and almost glass-like, and almost what? Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
all right. Dice. Oh, it's a nat one.
And that one,
I'm thinking it's like green. It's like, yeah,
this thing's probably pretty
Aged
fragile. Yeah.
aged copper.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Maybe
But you've got 300 of His Majesty's coin, essentially. You've actually got the currency of the realm now.
yes.
What the conversion rate to gold is, who knows? But you've got 300 coins of the realm. That's what we can call them, is coins of the realm for now.
All right. So thank you.
Right. Sorry, brain fell off. That's Sean's brain fell off for a second. He turns to you after that trade has been made, and he turns to Gherkin. He goes, Sid Circus has come to town once again. Sid is a extravagant man with his own tendencies, but he brings welcome commerce to my village. Please, just don't anger him. He's a bit vindictful, and he's been known to take his rumors are more dangerous than the man is, I guess how I should put it. A man that can travel the entire empire in the blink of an eye with his entire cohort is not one to be trifled with, I would say. But it brings good fun, good food. I recommend it. I've heard he's got a new show to put on, one even I haven't seen yet. I might be heading down myself this evening for the main event. But if your friends are already there, they might be helping set up or just being a nuisance or You know what? And like the realization dawns on Lucas, and he goes, "No, you should really get to your friends. Sid might make them the next attraction if you're not careful.
Oh.
You are all
Yeah,
oddities here."
Hmm. Well, in that case, I think I will go see how they are doing and perhaps see to it that they stay out of the way.
You're welcome in my place of living at any time. Just give a knock before you come in, of course.
Oh, of course.
Have a wonderful day. Ta-ta.
Indeed. Thank you, Lucas. And Conversion will make for the door.
You can say, Conversion, that you feel like you've made an ally in Lucas.
Okay.
You would get a nod and a grunt out of the bugbear as he follows Convergent out.
You less so, Girk. But Conversion definitely has made an ally. To the rest of the party, you guys, we'll say that interaction took maybe 15 to 30 minutes. In that time, the rest of you guys head over to the southeastern part of town. It seems like there is no school today, as the children have beaten you all to the circus. You all are probably the oldest individuals. I mean, most of you are older than a good chunk of you are older than the whole village is. But like actual small children are running around. There seems to be a petting zoo that's been created. A bunch of horses are being tended to that pull the what's the word I'm looking for? Carriage rides. Sort of like the Central Park carriage rides type deal. Horses. You notice that one of the horse and carriage set seems to be hovering a couple inches off the ground. There are probably about a half dozen vendors setting up. Almost all of them are too busy to really talk to, but can I get a perception check from all of you that are hanging around?
That's a
12.
15 on the perception check.
What I want from
13.
all of you is if you've gotten
18. Sorry.
did anybody get less than a 10? Wonderful. All of you begin to notice after a couple minutes of milling around that the people setting up the tents are all male. About the same age, same size. The only difference you can tell is that they have different colored headbands. And then, you know, one of them stands up and turns their head and you see their face. And then a second one, maybe 30 seconds later, stands up and sort of like stretches their back as they were bent over. You see their face. It's the same face. And slowly, all of you begin to realize that the workers are all the same man.
They're twins.
There's easily a dozen of them.
They're ductuplets?
Dudecaduplets.
Yeah, that one. I do not know how dwarves reproduce. Don't they create packs?
No.
Are dwarves born in clutches?
We come from rock eggs. I mess with the party.
Hey.
Like dragons, right? Like the dragonborns.
Yeah, think of us as dragons, and you'll have a great day.
Very well.
You guys do end up seeing, about as Convergent and Girk reconvene with the group, you do see one man finish staking in and setting up the sort of center, what's the word I'm looking for? Like log, the big log in the center of the circular, almost arena looking thing, but entertainment. There's a bunch of rows of wooden benches that are being set up. And as he finishes tying down the stakes with mage hand is what he's using, he turns around, and this figure, though the same size, stature, hairstyle, his headband continues forward into a golden mask that covers his face. And he just sort of like, you see his hand go up beneath the mask and wipe some sweat from his face, flicks it onto the ground, and doesn't necessarily remove the mask, but you do see a chin with like a fancy goatee underneath, and then the mask slides back down into place.
I think that one might be the father. Is there like a small stall nearby that is empty or unattended?
Nope. All half dozen stalls have, at this point, they're either being manned or are nearing completion of setup.
Okay. And does it look like they would be easy to like just copy one?
Yeah, they're essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 planks of wood. There
Alright.
isn't even like a backside to them. It's just like a stall. Sometimes some of them have like cooking things behind the stall, but that's almost like just outside behind them.
Okay, I'll look to see if I can get like if I can scavenge some spare planks of wood and maybe like large pieces of cloth. Maybe I can get a cloth like from the market in the general store in town.
I mean, that's where you'd have to get. There's like no spare planks laying around. These
Okay.
guys, they have what they have. They only carry what they need. They build their stuff.
Okay.
So you want to go to the general store and buy the supplies to make your own stall, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I want to build a small stall and like try to blend in with the regulars. Like
Okay.
the regular stalls.
Okay, so Andreas begins to head off into the general store to gather supplies. Does anybody wish to? Do you tell anybody, Andreas, or do you just sort of like, I'm going to go do this?
I think I'm just gonna go do this.
Okay.
Andreas just kind of wanders off.
You guys watch as Andreas just wanders off. What is everybody else doing while Andreas goes to the general store?
Conversion is probably is walking up and waves to him as they pass each other.
Mhm.
I know Convergent's been is coming back from Lucas, right?
Mhm.
Convergent, can I
Oh
have?
yes.
I assume we got paid, correct?
Oh yes. Actually, I have some for coins of the realm.
Okay, can I have like, I don't know, like 10 of those should be enough?
Yeah, we've got like pile of them, and there's what, 6 of us?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
Yeah, sure. Hang on a second, and he'll open a pouch and he'll like grab a couple of handfuls, like 5, 10, 25, 35.
Everybody gets 50. Yeah.
Hands you 50.
And canonically, these are
Actually, he gives you 45.
okay.
And he would have actually given Girk 45. And then he'll continue on to the thing.
For those of you trying to keep track of your stuff, if you've got a D&D Beyond character, just go ahead and make a new, create a new item,
Mhm.
essentially. I would say that's probably the best way to do it. If you're just using like a paper sheet, you just gotta write it down.
I'm using Electrum to keep track of them because no one really uses Electrum.
I will say I do like Electrum, which is why I didn't recommend that. I do, and there is a lot of old stuff in the Elysian Empire, so do Electrum at your own peril is, I think, what I will say.
Okay.
You go though. If you have Arcana proficiency, Andreas, go ahead and make an Arcana check when he hands you the coins.
Okay. Another fantastic 13.
13. You don't know exactly what material this is, but it is innately magical.
I do like the old gold prospectors thing is like kind of like biting on it. See if it's real.
It is. It's 100% real. It's what you can't figure out is whether this was fabricated by magic or imbued with magic.
Okay.
Is what you're struggling with right now. But it is like a opalescent green, almost glassy coin. About half the size of your palm per coin.
Oh, so like relatively big.
Relatively big, yeah. Somewhere
Okay.
between $0.25 and $0.50 in terms of our money.
Okay. Yep.
So you head to the general store.
Yep.
The woman who runs the general store sees you and kind of like recoils and is like, "What do you need?"
I will need.
New customer that I've never met before.
I will need, and I'll break out like a piece of parchment as if I have like a really long list.
Mhm.
I will need 4 planks of wood, quite a bit of cloth, any color will do this time, some incense, some candles, and if you have any tarot cards or a glass sphere of some shape, that would be useful as well. But the last two are not mandatory.
We don't have any tarot cards. Don't really know what those are, but I do have a bowl, a glass bowl, and I've got a bunch of lumber in the cut lumber in the back, and I can get you some cloth fairly easily. That'll be rounded. I'd say 2 marks.
2 marks. And the incense. Do you have incense
Oh,
and candles?
incense. I'm sorry, darling. I don't have any incense. I have a few candles hanging around. Those are pretty expensive, though. That will double the cost. They're my only candles, but for 2 marks for the lot, I will hand them to you. So 4 marks total.
4 marks. Excellent. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. I take all the candles she has.
Yeah, she literally goes around the general store and the upstairs of the general store, which is her house, and gets you all of the candles.
Fantastic. And so I grab all of that and head back to the circus.
Okay. You're literally like dragging planks behind you, leaving a groove in the ground as you walk back. What are the rest of you guys doing? Because it's going to take him probably another half an hour to get the stuff, have the general store lady grab all of the things, and then drag it back. What are you guys doing? And I'll remind you, you're getting pretty tired.
Yeah. I am going to give everyone the 45.
Okay.
I will give Tim and Clarny the extra 30, 15 each for the gobbers.
Okay.
They are actually proving to be quite handy.
So both of the goblins got 30 coins of the realm each?
15 each.
15 each. Got you.
We got 60 total, 15 for the goblins.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. What you guys up to? At this point, like the wares are starting to be hawked. If any of you are like near a booth, like they'll start like, "Hey, you hungry?" Or "Hey, you look like you could use a fine hat. Do you need a hat?" Like that's the sort of thing. It's like you're at a fair, you know. One of the booths is like the quilted fabrics. Another one is like household clothes that can't normally be found here, or like the styles from the capital. 3 of them are like each food group. There's like a dessert one, there's a barbecue one, and then there's just like deep fried food one. There is one that looks to be dealing with the more Elysian taste of the realm, dealing with the secrets of magic. It looks to be almost a magic for dummies booth. The guy with the mask, after finishing setting up the central pillar, kind of brushes himself off and walks back behind the sort of circular entertainment area to a large tent. Not like a classic circus tent, just like a normal tent, but like one. About the only way I can picture, I can explain it is like a commander's tent in like a battlefield. It's large. It could probably sleep a dozen people in it if they just put beds. But it probably just sleeps him and whatever stuff he brings around with him. But he goes back there. Flap closes it behind him.
Tim's getting a bunch of fried food.
Okay.
Yeah, I want fried food and I want a beverage.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much the way it works is, unless you are, buying the house, it's a mark per time. So like, if you went up and got a single fried dough, that's 1 mark. If you got a fried dough, a drink, and a burger, that is also 1 mark, as long as it comes from the same establishment. If you had to go to like, if you went to get a fried dough and then you went to and got ribs, that's 2 marks because you went to 2 different places. They don't really deal with sort of halves and quarters. It's all rounded up.
That's chill. I don't know numbers all that well, so I'm just gonna do my best.
Nobody knows numbers in a feudal society, so just you pass a single coin over and the service is provided, essentially. So Tim Toothy and Clarny and Jelly and Carney all sort of taken part with the rest of the village, who seems to be trickling it in or sort of just passing through as like an oddity. The older individuals, like the blacksmith, shows up at some point and just sort of like walks through, doesn't stop at anything, just sort of takes in what has, set up camp right outside his village, nods knowing that it's not really too much of an issue, and goes back to his work. Seems to be much more for the children and the mothers of the children that are of this village. Eventually, Andreas shows back up and takes the time to set up his little fortune teller's booth.
Correct. Yeah. So before I start, I want to know what the DM's rules are for non-lethal damage.
That is super dependent on what you do. As Sean, I almost never believe in non-lethal damage.
Okay.
Like you can't shoot somebody with a longbow and then look at the DM and be like, by the way, that was non-lethal. Like, you just shot him with a longbow, a 90-pound draw weight. You've murdered him. Is kind of my thought process.
But like with poison spray, can I use poison spray to render people unconscious instead of dead? Yeah, like that.
Poison spray. Extend your hand. A puff of noxious gas. Yes, I purely because it says a puff of noxious gas, I would say yes. Essentially, just make it ammonia, bleach and ammonia, whatever that makes. I'm blanking on it.
Okay, In which case, I will set up my little stall on like the outskirts of the circus, right? Like clearly part of it, but also like as a part of it as I can be.
I will also say, as the circus is completing setup, at strategic positions surrounding it are singular skeletal warriors.
Yeah.
Just sort of like keeping guard, maintaining order, not like they're the village guards.
Yep.
But they don't need to breathe, eat, sleep. They just take sentry. Oh, also, I meant to mention this when Convergent was walking back. You all saw a contingent of archers, skeletal warriors, skeletal archers, and a single colossi march out of the village down the southern path. And if any of you watched, they branched off and headed to the forest, like right after Convergent talked with Lucas.
Okay.
I figured that's what he paused for.
That is exactly what he paused for, yes.
So setting up my little stall, I'll drape it in cloth, make it like basically a fortune teller's booth. I will, in my finest common and like very like Sylvan script looking, write fortune teller on a board and like put it in front of on the front. I'll light the candles, so everything smells really nice. I'll take a shallow bowl.
I'm going to tell you, it doesn't smell nice. There's just smoke in the end. They're literally like just wax candles. It's not like a Bed Bath & Beyond pumpkin spice candle she had. It's like white wax that's already half used because feudal.
In which case, I will use Druidcraft to like burn some flowers and like place some flowers strategically to
cool.
give it a nice smell.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll fill like a shallow like saucer or plate with a bit of water.
Okay.
Turn the bowl upside down and put it on top. And use shape water to turn that water into steam.
Okay.
And use that as like my fortune teller's globe.
Yes. Okay. So while Andreas is setting up and then spending the day, I assume, fortune telling, which we will go into as like an RP thing. You will take a point of exhaustion for spending the day out here. Everybody else, what are you up to for the day? We're now gonna set up what is going on for the day. The main event happens at right before sundown, so like the sun will set as the main event happens. What would you guys like to do for the day?
I'm going to go take a nap.
Wonderful.
Convergent will have a chat with Andreas once he sees what Andreas is doing.
Yeah, all of you, maybe except for Tim Toothy and the Goblin, I guess Gurk as well, are pretty on board with what Andreas is up to right now. Tim Toothy might be just a bit too into his fried dough.
No, I mean, like, I'm just here to watch the spectacles, and yes, I was thinking about taking a nap also, but depends on what happens.
Jelly's like that toddler you took to Disney World and is asleep on your chest with her head on your neck, and you're just carrying Jelly around right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Carney, Clarney, your buddy Carney is literally not picking up his feet. He's just dragging because you've got him in like a full suit of armor. He's literally dragging his feet, head down.
Ice cream cone dripping off into the ground.
He's a tired goblin. So you guys are gonna go nap. That conversation is gonna happen there. Carney and Clarney, what are you guys up to?
We want to, I use 2 of his green coins to buy us the fried foods and stuff.
Cool.
And then we go and take a nap.
Okay, so we've the men and their goblins get some food and then go take naps. Gurk and Narvos, what you guys up to?
On that same train, just a little bit of food and some place to sleep.
Wonderful.
Yep.
You follow, because you weren't there, you follow the gang to the wall itself, like the Hadrian's Wall that is the border of the Elysian Empire. Built into a building on this side of the wall is a barracks, a disused barracks from back before the undead nature of the military here, with old moth-eaten beds, but they're still beds and they work. They're your feet as a giant bugbear and your arms kind of hang off a little bit, but as a bugbear, you actually are not used to beds, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Dirt's usually what you prefer, so this is nice. It's got some goose feathers in it.
Fine
A
living.
plus. Narvos.
Yo, I mean, same thing. I was, got a little bit of food and just going back to take a sleep.
Okay, and so that gang all go into bed. Conversion will join them after a conversation with Andreas that happens now.
Okay.
Andreas?
Yes? Would you
You
like
may
your
want
fortune
to-
told?
No. You may wish to make sure that the master of the circus, his name is Civ, by the way, is acceptable and amenable to you setting up a tent as well.
I'm sure he will be.
Okay. Lucas did mention that he's capable of traveling the length of the Empire in the flash of an instant.
Ooh, a
So
magic
I
user.
believe he is a spellcaster of at least some skill.
Don't worry, I'll stay out of trouble.
Conversion, give me an Arcana check, because you've been hanging around the fair for a hot minute now and have seen that, not like that exactly. All of the other booth tenders now, other than Andreas is the odd man out, are all the same man.
All right, 17.
17. You've heard of this type of magic. The archmages in your dark elf society, some of the bigger ones were able to do this maybe once or twice to copy themselves, entirely. Yeah, they're all simulacrums.
Okay. So he is very likely to be a spellcaster of a good level of skill. Having him annoyed with you is probably a very bad idea.
I'm sure he won't be. I'm very persuasive.
Just when you try to persuade him, make sure you speak with a silver tongue, not an ensorcelled tongue. You would probably find that quite offensive.
I appreciate the concern. I will do my best to stay under the radar, so to speak.
Very well. And with
Away
that,
from the Fae, as they say where I'm from.
Okay.
And Conversion follows the gang to the barracks, right? You're gonna take a nap as well.
Oh yeah.
So all of you guys, for all intents and purposes, will get a long rest. Andreas takes probably a solid hour before the first kid walks up. What do you do?
I tell fortunes, my dear.
Okay, well, am I going to be a soldier one day?
I use ship water to turn the water under the in the globe to steam and make it like a purple swirling mass.
Wow.
And I'll make like the shape of a bow, a spear, and a sword appear in the steam. It looks like you will.
And with this biggest smile on his face, he runs back and goes, Mom, I'm gonna be a soldier one day. And the mother looks down at him with this utmost horror on her face as he says that. and she looks from him to you, back to him, and goes, "Why? What? What? Oh, Mister, what's he gonna do? What can I do?" And like absolute terror is on her face right now. What can I do to stop it? Am I teaching him wrong? Am I? Oh, William, please, no.
I will make the image of a book and a scythe and some wheat, like a bundle of wheat appear. To escape this, you must. The path to escaping this lies through education and hard work.
My boy Billy, he goes to school every day, and a crowd is starting to form around the very Karen-esque meltdown that is occurring in front of your booth right now. It's hard for us to get. The academy only accepts the best individuals, and there's only so many spots every year. I can't lose my Billy. We gotta go. We've got to go home, Bill. And she like scoops him up in her arms and hurries away. And everybody's sort of like giving you weird looks, as the woman runs away.
So with Shape Powder, I can have 2 effects going at a time.
Okay.
I will use it again because it's 5 square feet of water, to like have a gray steam like surround the shack.
Okay.
Giving myself a bit of cover.
All of the townsfolk precipitously move away from the magic that is being done right there. Like, even it's magic to you, it's like ethereal fog to them.
Yeah.
Like spooky, like billowing wisp rolling from where they just saw a scene. You do hear very quickly after that the clattering of armor and bones in your direction.
Okay.
Are you still just chilling in your shack?
Yeah, I could probably get myself out of this if this goes south. Yeah.
About 30 seconds later, you poke your head out, and on each 4 corners around your shack is a bone warrior.
Okay.
After about another 3 minutes of just sitting there waiting, keeping up your shape water, Lucas walks over. You can watch him walk down the road. He like waves at people who they've created like a ring around you.
Okay.
And Lucas walks down and walks into the steam and waves his hand and counterspells it.
Okay.
And the fog dissipates, and he goes, "We having fun today? We having a good time?"
Of course. Just a bit of entertainment.
Yes. My villagers are very superstitious folk.
Clearly.
There is a fine balance, William's balance, that must be maintained here. I see that your friends are nowhere to be found. I assume they've gone to sleep off their day's adventure. And like the smile that's on his face vanishes like a politician. You should go with them.
If that is what you wish, I do not wish to cause trouble.
Swiftly now.
He says swiftly, and I misty step out of the chair.
Yeah.
Drew, as soon as I land somewhere, drew shape into like a squirrel or a rat, and just scurry away.
We'll do a rat because it feels apropos to this situation.
What are you implying?
and you scurry away. behind you, you hear the tearing down of your establishment by the bone men. And you can go take a nap, which will allot you a short rest and not a long rest because you spent several hours. But you won't get the. I won't nail you at the point of exhaustion.
Okay, sounds good.
A single rat crawls through. You don't even open the door. You just sort of like crawl through the bottom of the thing. You crawl into a bed, and a little while later, you fall asleep as a rat. Because why waste the magic?
Yeah.
You just fall asleep, and a couple hours later, just poof, Andreas is in the bed. You are all awoken. If you, any of you were still awake, Andreas probably was, by a sharp knock on the door. Very quick, coming from the bottom third of the door.
No soliciting.
You all hear this.
Yeah, I'll wander over and open the door.
A small child sits there with a smile on his face. Lucas wanted me to tell you that the event's about to start. He didn't think you guys wanted to miss it. All right, bye. And he runs
Very
away.
well. I just slammed the door.
He's already gone. Do all of you wish to attend the main event this evening?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You guys all make your way over to the gathering post. You walk through the booths. Andreas is conspicuously missing. His booth is gone, but all the other booths have their cloths pulled over the front, so they're closed for business. As you see on those benches, a good majority of the townsfolk have taken up spots on the benches. The front row is all children. They all get that front row because they're the shortest, and you know these events are mostly for the kids and whatnot. And as you guys approach, standing in the front at like the entrance is one of the simulacrums who goes, "Welcome to the circus, Sage Circus." He's missing a few teeth. His tongue might be a bit messed up. He's definitely got a broken nose. So, are you all here to see the main event?
Yes.
Well, I was wondering if you would need an extra performer.
No, we've got a special thing tonight. We just found him on the road recently. He's an oddity. I think everyone's gonna like it.
Very well.
Okay, find your seats. Where'd you guys like to sit? In this sort of like semicircle right here.
I will sit like on the outside ring as like but further down, like at the end of the row. Yeah.
Okay, there's actually a good line of open seats right there if all of you guys want to sit there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's all just fill in there.
Jelly sits on your lap, Tim Toothy.
All right.
Barney. Arbos. Virgin. And Girk. Okay. So you guys wait, you kind of chit-chat for a little while. Is there anything you guys would like to say to one another or try to talk to one of the individuals sitting at seats around you as you guys wait for whatever is going to be seen? You do notice that tied to the center post is a set of chained manacles. They're not being used, but there is like manacles attached to the center post, which you can see from this distance. Pretty hard to see from farther out, though.
Hmm. I'm good.
Okay. As about 15, 20 minutes passes by, from the back of the arena walks out the one in the golden mask. Welcome, welcome to Sid's Circus. We've traveled the length and breadth of the Elysian Empire, brought the goods of the capital to the slums of the world. We know all of the people, we know all of the tricks. And we're here tonight to show you a new one I haven't even seen, one I bet even William himself hasn't seen. And he kind of like takes a beat for a moment and looks down at the children and like takes the moment for dramatic pause. Makes a sweeping wave behind him and goes, "Behind me tonight, I will show you a horror I wish upon none, not even my worst enemy. Imagine betraying William's trust, being sent into the servitude of your nation, but then returning to your own mind." And then he claps his hand, and behind him, a humanoid creature manacled to the post. The slight sound of buzzing can be heard around him. You appear, Craig. Manacled to the post.
Anything. I
You
just
don't
look
say anything?
straight forward at the back of this guy's head.
Okay. We found him wandering the roads of the Empire. We ask you not to be afraid. Come up. See for yourself the abomination that lives again. And you see almost like a cow prod is shot out from his fingertip and deals 2 points of lightning damage to you, Craig.
Ugh!
It speaks.
Don't.
Don't what, beast? And it hits you again.
Don't.
For 2 more damage.
3 that time.
3.
I'm actually rolling a d6.
Flies form a hand and
Okay.
attempt to steal that cattle prod from him.
It isn't an actual cattle prod. It's just his finger. He's casting a spell at you.
Okay, well then they're just gonna
Cantrip.
try to cover his eyes.
Okay.
It's a mage hand spell.
What kind of save is it? And what's the DC?
Oh, there's no save. It's just a mage hand. But it's made of
it's just
flies, and I'm covering his face with it.
Oh, he waves it out of his face. He takes a step back from it. Goes, see, it has control of the insects of death. A creature to be feared, under my control. And all of the kids seem like super interested. They're all extremely morbidly interested in death, as you'd expect in a society like this. Several of them kind of inch closer to Craig, and they can you understand us?
Yes.
And they all like run away, scared when you respond. How dead do you look, Craig? Go ahead and explain your features to everyone.
He was a human man at one point. His skin is now gray. He's got brown hair and beard, but it's like in tufts. He's missing a lot of it. He's missing some chunks out of his ear, part of his mouth, part of his head, then part of his arm. And they're just like exposed bone underneath.
As this is going on, you guys can see that, like the rest of you, Lucas, who's kind of hanging out towards the back, towards the entrance, he's standing, he's not sitting, has his arms crossed. He looks unsettled by this event, and he's sort of looking around at all of the attendees. And Convergent in particular notices him close his eyes for a second and then open them, and then watches as several ranks of bone soldiers begin to sort of like make themselves known at the edge of this circle. Lucas seems upset by the events that have transpired here. What would you guys like to do? How are you guys taking the event that is occurring right?
Do I notice Lucas's reaction?
Anybody with a 15 or higher, or Convergent who I assume has a particular interest in Lucas after conversations earlier, and also knows, after seeing what happened earlier, knows how Lucas interacts with his soldiers.
Yeah, and I've been kind of keeping an eye on the crowd in general. Especially the comment about, look, William himself may not have seen this.
The parents are horrified. The children are morbidly curious.
Okay.
The parents are definitely like, well, you know, Billy, maybe we should be heading home, like that type of deal of like trying to figure out how to, you know, beat the.
To get the hell out of here now.
Yeah, but they see the soldiers closing in, so there's a weird like, are we trapped here now? Is this a problem? Have we just seen something the parents have an understanding that they're seeing something they shouldn't. The kids are like, oh, cool, a tamed lion type deal.
Yeah.
Release me.
As you don't even get the ease out of release, a silence bubble is put around you by Sid. There's now a 20-foot bubble of silence.
Can I shuffle over to Lucas like very quietly and subtly?
Yeah, not too hard.
Okay. I will. Can you remind me? Do I know what languages Lucas speaks?
Lucas speaks. You know he speaks Common. That's the only thing you know that he speaks.
Okay, but like he's not clearly Elvish or.
No, he is a human. Everybody here human. Yep. Everybody here is human.
I'll hand him a note.
Okay.
Written in every language I speak, right? Actually, no, written in 4 languages. Celestial, Druidic, Elvish, and Sylvan, not common.
Okay.
And we'll basically say, should we do something about this?
In Celestial, he looks at you and responds, now.
Okay. I will turn into a purple beetle with wild shape.
Okay.
And very stealthily make my way onto Craig's shoulder.
Okay.
I think your grid is like double the size of what your props are for.
It is, but I'm not going to sweat about it.
For sure.
I'm not going to sweat about it. I did notice that earlier when I pulled out all my spheres and stuff, that the grid was too big, but I was like, this is fine. We'll spitball it.
Sorry, before I turn into a beetle, can I like make my way back to my seat and just kind of like elbow Convergent, like hit Convergent on the knee or something and just like wink at him? Or like nod at him or like send a message.
Yeah, you nod and turn into a beetle.
Yeah.
You get the sense that Convergent definitely had you in line of sight as you were chatting with Lucas.
Okay.
After you talk to Lucas, by the way, you see that all of the guards conspicuously leave.
Okay.
Like they all disappear back into the shadows that have settled around this arena.
Cool. Yeah, I'll turn myself into like a purple beetle and make my way to Craig.
I'll move over since Andreas has left. I'll move over to that end seat.
My mouth's just moving. Y'all aren't hearing anything.
I'm no idea what's going on still. I rolled super low perception, so
Are you just also morbidly curious about the talking undead creature?
yeah.
Like the children?
I got
I'm just making sure Jelly doesn't wake up.
Do we
21 on my perception.
Do we punch it? Do we punch it, Tim?
No.
No? Okay.
We watch. We observe. It's called learning, I think.
Okay.
Converge will very quietly get ready.
Let me go
Sitting next to Tim.
My mage hand made of flies is writing help in the dirt.
I love it.
Me.
I didn't mean to scroll. Oh no, the lag. Are there beetles in this fun thing? No.
Big bad beetle boards.
Beatles, 2 E's. You did the band.
Oh, you know what? No.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if there was, but it's fine.
Bug.
There you go.
I'm gonna go with an assassin bug. I'm gonna shrink it down.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed bug.
Andreas.
If it makes you feel any better, I won't be a bug for much longer. But...
That's fine. It makes me feel better. It makes me
Okay.
feel like I've done good things.
Good.
You end up in the silence bubble with Craig, so it's dead silent in there.
Yep.
Sid is like interacting with the children at this point. Is
Okay.
like has just walked forward, sees that that the parents are trying to pull their kids away, and he approaches and starts to try and he's essentially creating a social tug of war with the children's attention. If you know what I mean.
I will place myself obviously on Craig, right? Like a shoulder or something like. I'll make sure Craig notices me.
Yep. Craig, it's very easy to notice the odd beetle that just crawled up your leg.
Not just that, but the flies that are trying to rip it off my leg. They're territorial.
I'll kind of just wave and make my way back to the manacles.
Okay.
How big is the area behind Craig? Could I wild shape back into a person, or would that be way too obvious?
No. Oh well, yeah, that would be very obvious.
Okay.
This is. I'll zoom out. This is the whole area. You guys can see that there's several of the other simulacrums kind of hanging out by the sort of tents areas. There's a small little bonfire cooking right there with the simulacrums. There's one taking care of the horses over there. But there's this whole area behind you.
Yep. I'll go over onto Craig's right shoulder.
Okay. You're on Craig's
and
right
kind
shoulder.
of motion towards conversion.
Okay. Go ahead and make a charisma check at disadvantage.
Okay. While he's doing that, Sean, who's sitting up on that front bench all the way to the right?
This guy?
Yeah. What's that?
He's just a townsfolk. He's just some sort of villager. Unclear of what his position is. He's got a red scruffy beard, almost a balding head. He looks pretty drunk. He looks pretty sort of in his cups towards the front there.
Fantastic. I'm gonna get a better seat to see the show and set up and slip over and kind of nudge him over so I'm sitting on the far outside.
He literally to the other side of him. You got it. He literally doesn't even budge.
Nice.
So that was a charisma check at disadvantage, correct?
Yeah, charisma check. I think it's a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay. Give me a sec. I'll do persuasion then. Because it can't be worse than what I just rolled. Hey, guess what? It's almost worse as what I just rolled. That'll be a 6. Conversion, all you see is a small purple beetle on Craig's right shoulder, just kind of waving about.
Yeah, Craig, you have no idea, but a beetle is trying to get you to understand something. And you're pretty in tune with bugs, but you're like, I cannot understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
If I could talk to you, beetle, I would. That's what I mouth.
I do a little dance.
The rest of you guys, the tactical minded of you, which I believe is everyone, actually, all of you guys are pretty tactically minded. You see Andreas is gone, converging quietly, stands up and repositions. The soldiers have backed away. Something's going down. Something's going down. Even Jelly is like perking up and looking around.
What is it, Jelly?
I think there's a fight going on, Tim. I think there might be something to punch soon.
I stand up and I smell, and I'm gonna make a perception check.
Okay, go right ahead.
That's 18.
There's a fight brewing. You know that smell. It smells like a fight.
You also smell that purple beetle on Craig is probably a stink beetle.
There's a fight brewing. I will say that it's going to take me a second to do this, unlocking all of the children.
Will we take a break before the fight?
Yeah, we'll take a break right now, and I'll clean up the map a little bit because we'll take a break on the point that Lucas seems to be going around and patting the parents on the shoulder and whispering something in their ear, and very soon after that, the parents are very forcefully taking their kids and hoofing out.
Cool, because that's what I was trying to do.
So go ahead and we'll take a break, and we'll be right back, and I will have a cleaned up map.
We'll be back. video.
As we return, Lucas has ushered out as many people that can be ushered out. There are 3 drunkards on your side of the amphitheater, the homemade amphitheater, that are just too sloshed to really take the hint from Lucas. And then there's a set of parents and their 2 kids, and the 2 kids are the ones that are like in conversation with Sid. And like the parents are like, "That's great. It's really getting past your bedtime, sweetie. We've got to get going." And Lucas looks at that, sees that they're at least trying, nods, and takes his leave out. As Lucas leaves, the like broken faced, missing teeth simulacrum kind of watches him leave and then takes a step into the sort of like center of the exit and starts counting heads. And with you guys in there, it at least still looks like it's a semi-populated event. But if he just counted the townsfolk, he'd notice that there really isn't many people left. But because you guys are there, all is good in the hood. What is going on as the people kind of file out? There's a beetle on Craig's shoulder.
Yep.
What is Beetle doing?
Beetle is waiting for a sign to go.
Okay. Tim Toothy, you stood up, sniffed in, smelled a fight, watched people scurry out. Jelly's hopped off your shoulders and has entered the idle position of 2 fists slowly rotating in the air. Just pointing at him, Tim.
I just look down and just give like a super stoic look with just super rage in my eyes, and I just don't say anything. I just kind of give the sign of just wait.
Okay. I will make my way off of Craig's shoulder to just outside the circle of silence. Like as soon as I can, a bit further behind, so I'm keeping Craig between Sid and I.
Okay.
And I'm just staring down Convergent, waiting for any signal to go.
Convergent, you do not see a beetle in the grass over there. That's way too far away.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna move a couple of benches over. Yeah, like the next one. Yeah.
Can I ready a turn?
You can ready. What are you readying?
I want to drop Wild Shape and cast Flame Blade to break the manacles.
No.
Nope. Okay.
No. What is the rest of the gang doing? The backbench gang.
The backbenchers.
I want to move to the kind of directly behind Convergent now that he moved. That bench right there ish. And I'm also just ready to go.
Okay.
I've rolled 3 separate times to see if I'm even noticing my party moving. Every time Convergent moved, I rolled because he was sitting next to me. I have not rolled above a 6 yet, and I am -2 on intelligence. So
I love it. Yeah,
I'm staying put.
Gurk morbidly interested with the obviously dead creature that is moving with a sense of life that the undead you've been dealing with so far has not had at all. A sense of life and autonomy that is just completely not present in the farmers or soldiers present in the Elysian Empire. Morbidly fascinated. Clarny and Carney, what are you 2 up to?
Let's go ahead and move up. I want to move up next to Convergent there, just in that empty one there. Or yeah, perfect. And then have Carney just kind of roll up there with me. Yep. Yeah, perfect. Yep, looks good. And then we're just kind of hanging out, a little bit of a defensive position.
Tim Toothy, where do you want to end up? Jelly? Please continue.
step over the just like basically walk in a straight line. People in the way or not.
Jelly kind of does loops around. Like, are you just going to be making the approach to Greg? Craig, sorry, not Craig.
Yeah, in a super like just like blank way. Yeah.
Wonderful. At that point, this one who's watching, right? Watch it, and then this guy turns around at that and sees you doing that, and there is no surprise. Everybody just roll initiative as very openly Sid starts to cast a spell. And I'm sure that is the go move for all of you, or at least a good portion of you.
Oh, yeah. It's like literally, I see Tim's just walking forward.
Tim's moving forward. Your eyes dart over to Sid, who's very obviously sort of doing an incantation. Hand movements and all.
So in perfect fealty to the entire situation that Gark has had, I rolled a natural 1, so I'll be going on 2.
Go ahead and everybody change your Discord thing. I liked that. That was a neat thing that I learned doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, Sid. This is a good die. This is the die I just got today, Nick.
Oh,
rolled a natural 20 first.
Fucking
Oh, nice.
This is a good die, wizards. Thank you.
I mean, flip side,
Appreciate it.
They themselves don't make many dice, really. They just put them in those like board games and stuff, you know.
I mean, flip side, we've rolled really well too.
What does he have? He's got a +2 for 22.
Oh shit.
He goes first.
God damn it.
Ooh, Sid goes first. What's he doing? Is that a concentration spell? No, it's not. Oh boy, what is he doing? He is casting a lightning bolt.
That's
right, Tim Toothy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so Tim Toothy and Jelly both are gonna make dexterity saving throws.
Is that like so that was fully provoked?
Yeah, he's going after. You're right. I kind of.
He probably thinks that Tim Toothy's a normal man, right?
You're right. You're right. My brain was like, kill him all.
You're good, bro.
Yeah, you can do what you want.
Instead, he's going to do a get over here, which is much less like instant death for any individual. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Oh, that's funny because I rolled the same exact thing. I rolled at 9. Plus. Hold on. I have our YouTube open. Pull up my phone too. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. +5. So 14.
14. That is a failure. You take 8 points of lightning damage and are pulled in a straight line 10 feet right next to Sid. And he goes, What are you doing? What are you doing? Get away from the merchandise.
What are you doing?
That's his turn. Who's next? Clarny. You see exactly what just happened. Tim Toothy was like marching forward to the to Craig, who you don't know his name is Craig, but just to like the life zombie. And Sid noticed instantly and get over here to like a lightning lasso comes out and yanks Tim Toothy the distance.
Real
Okay, I'm going to use a bonus action and do a shield of faith on Tim Toothy.
Okay. So that's a +2 to your AC, Tim Toothy.
Actually, yeah.
He sees like a bubble appear around, like a sort of like floating shield starts rotating around Tim Toothy, and this scowl on Sid just like somehow doubles the scowl of like ah.
All right, and then I'm going to bless me, Convergent, and Carney.
You cannot cast both of those spells in the same turn.
Oh,
Correct.
okay.
You can
Well, then-
admittedly the Shield of Faith bonus action. So you still have your action to make an attack, to cast a cantrip,
Dodge.
or dodge.
Or
Which
die.
You'll be doing
Yeah.
a lot better.
Commit the die.
I'm going to dodge.
Dodge. Nice. Okay, you have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and any attacks against you have disadvantage. Next up, Convergent.
All right. I will calmly walk over to Sid and look right at him and be like, "You know that's not allowed here."
What are you trying to? Are you trying to persuade him, or it sounds more intimidating to me?
Yeah, it's probably more of an intimidation type thing where it's,
Yeah.
you know that's not allowed here. This can go easy or hard. Not exactly a high. That 13.
He's gonna roll an insight.
Yeah, conversion is completely serious.
You see the furrowed brows, the burrowed brows, sort of lessen a bit and start rapidly calculating. You just see his his eyes kind of like dart from you to counting how many people are behind you, to mentally counting how many people he's got, and like he's also taking in the expected wealth he should gain from a thing like this, but he's listening to you. Anything else, Convergent?
Are the parents grabbing the kids?
They will do that at the end of your turn because you're the 20 count. I was going to have them move on the 20.
Okay,
But you're the hero, so you go first.
sure.
You see them. Yeah, as your turn comes to an end. Yeah, as your turn comes to an end, you see the parents grab and scoop.
Yep.
I lost
Scoot.
them.
Nope. They got the kid. They're getting the kids out. That's good.
They run on either side and are back into the town. The drunkards have no idea what's going on. This one lifted his head once when the lightning, when the lightning grass went out, and then put his head back into his cup and took another sip.
I like the idea of one of them like is raising a bottle and just like shouting "fight, fight, fight, fight,
Yeah,
fight."
yeah. One of them probably will before the end of this. After the 20 count is this simulacrum. He is going to. What does he have? He has these.
These hands.
These nuts.
Oh!
You see him mutter. Well, I guess nobody does because I don't think really anybody's looking at him. But around, you do. So you see him mutter and cast his hand out, and a little fire mote starts floating around Sid the circus man. Just a single mote of fire starts like an orbit, a lot like Tim Toothy's shield that's orbiting around him now. Some sort of aura spell has been cast onto Sid. Right. That's his turn. No, it's not. He's going to do that and run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's just going to start running around the edge.
How tall is that wall around us?
Oh, you can still see him. Yeah, he's got half cover, but you can still see him. He's not like he's full sprinting. He just doesn't have a dash action because he used his action already. So he's just he casts a spell and then starts running around the circle.
My turn.
I was just thinking, but yes, it is Andreas's turn. The beetle.
Okay. You already know what I'm going to do.
Yes, you're going to drop beetle.
Yep, drop beetle. Cast flame blade as a deep, like orange. Flame blade appears in my hand. I will run forward and I will cut out the manacles off of Craig.
Slash through. Go ahead and make an attack roll against these manacles.
Okay. Uh, 21.
21. That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. 11. Your blade sizzles through a good chunk of the chains, but not fully. Okay. The manacles are still applied just barely, though. Like one and a half links still hold them together out of the 4 that were there.
Actually, I just realized I fucked up. Because both dropping Wild Shape and Flame Blade are bonus actions.
Yep, the bonus action economy a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. In which case, I will not Flame Blade things. Heat. Are they? They're not holding any metal or anything obvious, are they?
Sid.
Yeah.
What is Sid wear? I would say his mask is probably metal of some kind, but everything else is not.
Actually, yep. Heat metal it is then.
Okay, so you're gonna cast heat metal
on his face.
On his face.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you're talking away out of this.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Fuck.
No. You said you were doing it.
Spirit of Nats.
He was getting hit anyways.
We can talk our way out of this and then start to burn his face off.
So he just rolled 2d8. He just takes 2d8.
Yep. Is it on this go or the next one?
Now, when you cast the spell. When you cast the spell. He has to make a con save
the
or drop
face spell.
Get rid of the silence.
I mean, he's going to purposely fail the saving throw and toss it on the ground.
Yeah.
So he's just going to take 2d8 and then rip the mask off his face as it starts to singe.
As I see that, then I'll drop concentration on it as well.
Okay. Let me read something real quick.
So who's wearing the rainbow robe of useful items?
Nobody.
I don't think we ever actually
nobody handed out your gear yet.
No, none of your gear, and we haven't done anything with the giant magical stuff either.
I think
something to do next.
Has all my gear. I told Carl what all it was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gold in there.
Cool. How much damage did you deal?
7 fire damage.
All right. You see his sort of flame shield sort of as the flames hit his face, as the heat hits his face, and it looks a bit lessened. It doesn't look like his face bubbled as much as it should have.
Okay.
Huh. That's not a concentration spell. Neat. Anyways, next up is... Oh, do you want to move? You just did something. Move.
No, I'll keep Craig gets cover.
Okay. Narvos, you're up. Star guy.
I'm gonna, yeah, right there. I'm going to bonus action Hexblade's Curse on Sid.
Okay, Hexblade's Curse.
And then I need him to make a strength saving throw.
Yeah, he's great at those. Absolutely fantastic. He's at advantage on saving throws against spells.
Ah.
Rolled an 18.
18. All right, that will pass then. So then I don't. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Because I was doing Earth and Grasp. So since he passed, that doesn't do anything. So that's gonna. Yeah, I guess that'll do it for me.
That'll do it.
He's cursed. I did a thing.
He is cursed. After you comes Tim Toothy and Jelly. You
I'm
were
just
get overheard, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Am I grasp, or is that?
You want to grapple him?
Yeah, I'm gonna just grab him.
Yeah, that's probably actually a fantastic idea.
From a hug.
So
you're gonna use the grapple action?
Yeah, I rolled. It's my strength mod or
grapple. Pulling it up. You grab a creature or wrestle it, you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack. A grapple. Okay. If you're able to make multiple. So the target must be no more using at least one free hand. Athletics check contested by his athletics or acrobatics. But first, this is kind of the reason I looked it up. You take... Oh, okay. I misunderstood the spell. He took the full fire damage previously. Just to clean up something I messed up. And you take, as you make this attack, Tim Toothy, 8 points of fire damage yourself.
Oh, sick.
And you try to grapple him. And what did you roll to grapple?
I rolled plus my athletics. It's going to be 16.
16? Okay, so he's got to be 16. I rolled a 19. So you go to grapple Sid, and Sid managed to sort of, with his acrobatics, take a few steps, put a boot on your arm, sort of jump out of the way. And at this point, he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, this is a setup. This is a setup. Anything else, Tim Toothy? You've also got Jelly, don't forget.
I'm looking for any bonus actions I could do before I make... Yeah, I can also grapple strike. No, grapple... Never mind. Wait, yeah. As a bonus action. So I'm going to also try grappling strike as a bonus action.
Okay, I'm going to deal another 9 points of fire damage to you as you do that. Just the fire shield that's around him just...
So I rolled 14 plus my superiority die plus my mods. So
I think you won. He rolled a 16.
Yeah, and I rolled a 16.
You rolled a 16?
Yeah, plus
total.
Yeah.
So
superiority.
But then you add your athletics, right?
Yeah. So that's gonna be.
Beat him.
Yeah. So I grappled him now using grappling strike.
He is grappled.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. I was seeing if it did anything else. No. So that's my action. Bonus action.
His speed is 0, and that's it. His speed is 0. That's what a grappled creature does.
Well,
Okay. Cool. So, if I have the grappler feat, does that make so? It says. Oh well. It
no,
says
you have the unarmed fighting
advantage.
style, so I think it's either the start of your turn or the start of his turn. He's gonna take a D4 damage.
I think it's his turn. I think it not mine.
Yeah,
I think it's Tim
Toothy's
Toothy's turn. I think it's the start of Tim Toothy's next turn.
Yeah.
And then Jelly's just gonna run up and punch him in the face. Roll the 13 plus 4.
13 plus 4. That
17.
hits. That hits 17.
Oh, well, plus 2. Yep, sweet. So, punch in the face. What's the damage? I'm looking for damage.
Oh, the damage on a punch for you?
Yeah, it's gonna be a D6, right?
Yeah, it's a D6.
Yeah.
Minus 1.
Okay. So that's funny because I rolled a 1.
Well, it can a minimum of 1. So 1 point of damage.
Dick. Good job, Jelly.
I mean, he still isn't concentrating on anything. Okay. After Jelly is Craig. You're manacled to a post, buddy. But this is a moment of escape, maybe. Bunch of strangers.
Action to escape, I guess. Try to break the manacles.
How would you like to deal with the manacles? There's many ways you can solve this issue. It's up to you to figure out how you would like to solve that problem.
I guess I'm gonna try to use my mage hand of flies to pick the lock of it.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check with disadvantage. As I will say, your flies can sort of mimic thieves' tools,
Right.
but they're still flies.
Yeah. Just straight dex check.
A dex check with disadvantage. Yes.
That's a 15.
That is exactly what you needed.
All right.
You lose probably a dozen flies in the attempt as they gum up the works and push using like their whole force of body. The tumblers and the manacles click to the ground.
Yeah, they're like spirit flies or whatever anyway.
Yeah, they're not real.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my action. So I will friggin' run up to the druid. Thanks for helping.
You know what?
Do you have a bow? Then I'll end my turn.
Actually, he was concentrating on something, and he fails because I rolled a 5. So the silence did end actually, right before you broke the manacles, Greg.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I asked the druid for a bow. That's the end of my turn.
Cool. After Craig comes Gurk. Gurk, your whole party has sort of like engaged in combat.
I wake up out of my stupor.
You were just as out of it as the drunkards.
Absolutely. I almost died the other day.
Just thinking about life.
Yeah, I want to move.
Meaning.
Want to move to within 10 feet of old El Cid.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and that's 10 feet.
Make an attack.
I'm gonna do it there.
All right. That's interesting. I'm glad I took that feat last week. That's a natural 20.
Nice.
Oh.
So
lanky bugbear arms just come out of nowhere.
I wish I had taken the negative, but I didn't take the negative. That's all right. That's a 10.
Is Girk gonna make an enemy of a spellcaster again?
Yep, that's 20 on the dice.
So 40.
No.
You doubled. You rolled double dice. Gotcha.
I just rolled double dice. So
Okay.
20.
Gotcha.
That's 25 points of damage.
Yeah. Your axe like buries itself in his shoulder. Hold on. You do take 5 points of fire damage.
And because that was a critical hit, I get to make a bonus action attack.
Wonderful. And when you make that attack, you take
that's
another 7 points of fire damage.
That's a dirty 19.
Okay. That hits. Yeah, that 100% hits. He's wearing like cloth. Though you do notice as your axe like buries in, there does seem to be an arcane layer above the clothes, but your strikes are coming in too swift. It's a lot like the what are they called? The helmsman's barriers from Dune.
Oh yeah.
How I imagine it.
Yep.
Yeah, the shields connect shields.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
that's 15 more points of damage.
Wonderful. Yeah, you come in with 2 swift chops, and Sid just kind of like buckles under the weight. Still kicking, but you have severely hurt the Archmage.
Action surge, another attack.
Wonderful.
+7, 17 to hit.
That hits. Does he have it? He doesn't have shield. Yep, that hits.
And you do more damage to me, right?
Oh yes, thank you. Thank you for keeping me honest. You take another 5 points of fire damage.
And my damage to him, that's a 12 plus 5, 17 points of damage.
And a 17. He's now bloodied. He's now very bloodied. He's yeah, that sucked. That sucked.
He's not having a good time.
Like, you in this one round have brought him probably closer to death than he's ever seen as like a wizard, you know? Ouch. At the end of your turn, we're going to see if the drunkards figure out that death might be coming for them swifter than they expect. The one on the far left rolled a 2. The one in the middle rolled a 6. And the one on the far right, he rolled a 17.
Okay.
He has caught on. He's caught on, and he's going to leave. He's
Dark is crazy this year, man.
fight. And then the first one is literally just head in his cups.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was broken up with today, who knows, but he is just head down in his mead. There go. We come back to the top of the round, which is your boy Sid, and he. Oh, God, what's he going to do?
He should get the fuck out of town, is what he.
Yeah, he's. Oof. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's literally just going to teleport. You just see him. Can anybody stop him? Has anybody got anything to stop him?
I don't have any spell.
Don't have.
Who has
There's a feat. There's a feat for Mage Slayer. Is I guess all I'm asking. The one thing. So he teleports away.
Well, he's grappled.
He's grappled by Tim.
That's great. He teleports away. It's exactly like Misty Step. He gives you the bird and then vanishes. Because it's either that or attempt to murder you all and possibly fail. This at least has a 100% chance of survival. He just at that point you guys all see the simulacrums start to melt as distance from their creator seems to be the it's a lot like William's magic with controlling mass undead. Seems to be the same sort of concept with these simulacrums. So without the focal point of arcane magic, you guys watch as his turn comes around, he buckles to one knee and disappears on the other side of the wall as he like just buries it, just eats it face first into the dirt. This horse like kicks up and starts running away with the slack on its reins. Excuse me. So on and so forth. That is initiative. He had less than 20 health.
Oh damn.
My options were either hitting you with a 7th level cone of cold to try and kill you all, or leave.
And even the cone of cold, I don't think it would have been able to hit everyone.
He wouldn't have been able to. He would have. The cone would have been this section right here.
Yeah.
Which would have left you two out here, which was the straw that broke the camel's back for a teleport of like, those guys. That's he like, he turns, sees that Craig is unchained and goes, no, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
I'm gonna shoot a bunch of flies in my mouth and cast Cure Wounds.
Cool. Okay. Tim Toothy, you are pissed. I need you to make a charisma saving throw, buddy. You literally had him in your arms.
You're giving him a hug.
You literally had him. You had him right there.
I rolled a 4.
You are pissed, my guy. Pissed. You need to write this guy's name down, because if you hear his name again, it's a fight on sight type deal. Sid the circus man.
There is unfinished business there.
Yeah, you can mark like somewhere Sid has just been notified that he has a new nemesis, Tim Toothy, with an asterisk, and if he goes to the asterisk, it says Jelly the Goblin.
He has sent you a nemesis request.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beep boop. Well, good job, guys. I mean, that was a literal Archmage stat block with a bunch of simulacrums.
Hell yeah.
You guys thought that one through real good. What would you guys like to do? Andreas, you've got a fly man just sort of like hanging out next to you.
I will take a recess back.
We'll move you closer to your friends as you're like, I'm glad we helped you. You stay there now, please.
Yeah, you smell horrible and are surrounded by bugs. I will not know. There's none of this that I like. I will probably walk over to Conversion and just like very matter-of-factly say like, we should probably debrief with Lucas. I would be surprised if there are no consequences to these actions.
Thank you.
You're pretty clean, actually, Craig. The Sid had been casting prestidigitation on you constantly to keep the smell and your clothes clean, so that you looked like a living person.
Yeah.
Until interacted with, just to sort of keep the circus of it all going.
Yeah.
So, for the next hour, I think prestidigitation lasts an hour. Yeah, 1 hour. You smell pretty decently if you don't normally.
Yeah, I probably don't normally. Real iron smell.
Okay. Where are you going, Craig?
I just said thank you. I turned around to walk off. I don't know these people. So,
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Where
out that door. Yep, that way.
The back way or the front way?
Yeah, the back way.
The fly man's walking away. Are you guys all going to Lucas?
I'm pretty pissed off. I'm gonna just like try and find something to kill legally.
You stomp out and you see melting in a pile on the ground is Sid the simulacrum. Still sort of like the torso. It's it's like a wax figurine that's half melted. So like his legs are pretty gone, but his torso's still there, and he's like crawling towards where the tent should be, like one hand at a time, like a broken Terminator almost.
I literally rolled a natural 20 to just like beat the shit out of this thing.
You and Jelly just like beat down on this like it does have like a sense of life and feeling. It is like a creature, and it just you and Jelly spend the next chunk of time taking your immediate anger out on this poor simulacrum.
Sean, I will tell you, I'm going through Sid's ship, getting any valuables and marks, and just filling my pockets.
You actually find that there isn't a lot of valuables. There's like foodstuffs, stuff to keep the simulacrums like fed and watered, and there's like cards, but there's not any marks being traded because they're all the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Sid, as an archmage, probably has a pocket dimension. He keeps everything. So like there's road supplies aplenty, but
useless to me.
coins of the realm, not so much.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll to see how well they did today, because they wouldn't have been able to pay to give the money they made to Sid yet. You find 36 coins of the realm, just sort of scattered around.
Gotcha.
From the day's earnings from the booths.
Do I find my bow?
Your bow, yeah.
Okay.
Unless it was magical.
No.
No, if it was a normal bow, yeah, it was. If it was kept, it was just sort of handed off to one of the simulacrums.
Are there any other simulacrums around that aren't being pulverized?
Yeah. There's one by the horse carriage. There's and then there's like probably 3 or 4 over by the camp area that are just like melting at a relatively rapid pace at this point.
Okay, I wanted to kind of see if one of them was like, it looks like they might be all trying to head off into a similar direction of maybe like
they're melting
where he went to, like where Sid teleported to try to like get within range so they don't die.
Oh, no, none of them have any sort of direction. The only one that was like moving is the one that had already been like, I need to go get the other simulacrums to help Sid. That's where he was going. He was going to do, when his turn came back around, he was going to double move to get about halfway. It would have taken another 2 rounds for him to even tell the group to help. That's where he was going. The rest,
gotcha.
Sid teleported a long ways away from here. He cast the teleport spell.
Damn.
He left. He can be anywhere on this plane of existence right now. Yep. Not here.
Conversion's going to go back and try to have a chat conversation with Craig.
Okay.
You'll find him rummaging through shit.
100%. You find him pretty easily. He's easy to hear.
Okay. Hey.
Hello.
So, I've never seen, well, somebody like you.
Yeah, that's fair. I haven't seen much like you, neither.
True. So, how'd you kind of end up being in this, this?
Couldn't tell you. I died. I know that much. Then I woke up.
Where'd you wake up?
This tower, a keep. Real nice and kept. There was others around me, they were dead, but equipped.
Were they moving around?
No. I didn't know what it was. William, had taken over the realm, maybe a year or two before my death, and had brought forth this necromantic shit. I wasn't one for it, but I assume I must have been resurrected upon death. I don't remember this though.
Well, that's an interesting conundrum.
Telling me.
Oh, let's see what the local magistrate has to say about this.
Would you like me to come with you?
Well, if he doesn't like it, then it saves me from having to chase you down.
Fair enough. You guys granted me my freedom. I will come with you to this task.
All right. His name's Lucas. He's relatively young. And for humans.
One of Williams, yes.
Yes, he is one of Williams' acolytes.
Keep my mouth shut. Let's go.
Apparently it's been about 20 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long's it been since I woke up, Sean?
Month and a half.
Okay.
Crackdowns on illegal, unscrupulous activity are pretty common.
Yeah.
That's how the society stays. They fear him because they've seen the quick response rate of disloyalty. Okay. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's been about like 25 years. Do you guys head to Lucas's abode, the whole squad this time, or is anybody holding back? Doesn't want to go into the sitting room.
I'll go.
I'll go.
Well, actually, no. I'm gonna stay and beat up this Sakurilla.
Simulacrum. Okay, you're gonna go around after you like beat that one into an unintelligible pulp, and like there's another 5 hanging around, and by the time you make it to the 5th one, it's pretty much just a face floating in a puddle, but you still beat down on it until it's gone, and that's what Tim Toothy and Jelly are up to.
Can I approach Tim Toothy as being converged and walk out?
Yeah, sure. He's walking over to the 2nd simulacrum at that point.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
You have a sword. Looks to you as if it's never been used. Can I borrow
have a
it?
sword. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
I didn't even know about it, bro, honestly. But you kind of interrupting something personal.
No problem. Yes, get back to it.
Yeah. Here we go.
In the background, I'm like, crap. This could be bad. Great, now he's got a sword.
Jelly walks over to you, converging, goes, "I'll watch him, don't you worry. I'll take good care of Timmy."
You do that. Let me know if he needs anything.
And she runs at the next simulacrum. Sharp, pointy teeth out. You all make your way to Lucas's thing. As you walk through town, you guys notice that all of the houses are closed. There's no lights on the doorstep. A curfew seems to have been imposed, and it is particularly reinforced when you hear the clatter of bones down the walkway ahead of you as a contingent of bone warriors march in a 2x2 line through the streets. They don't even pause to look at you. You have either been granted passage in some way, or under the radar or whatever it is, but they don't even pause and look at you. They just push on through the town, clanking through and lockstep. There's no, each footstep is 12 footsteps at once down the line.
My PP is 18. Just a DM warning.
Your passive perception, yeah. Cool. Love that. I like that a lot, at least. You guys walk in. You get to the door. Conversion at the lead. What would you like to knock, or are you just gonna open the door?
I'll knock.
Knock. Very quick. On the second knock, just like last time, the door opens. Lucas, same position in his reclining chair this time, with an arrangement of tea. He himself sipping on one. Come in, my friends. Come in. Quickly now, quickly.
Oh yeah, step in.
Everybody files in, and the door shuts behind. Craig, where do you stand in this line? Are you trying to keep yourself hidden? What are you doing?
I would be like, is Conversion and Gurk next to each other?
Maybe.
Because I'd be like behind them.
Okay, so trying to keep as hidden as possible, out of line of sight, so it's not instantly visible. Lucas begins talking. So that's a second problem that I've had you all solve. I can't thank you more. I will see that any problems or mention of you are scrubbed away. How fares Sid in this endeavor?
He was gravely wounded, but teleported away.
He's a slippery one. I will report back about his business here, and William's justice will see that he is either punished or reprimanded in however he sees fit. His abomination. Did you take care of it?
Yeah.
At that point, do you guys separate? So everybody kind of
isn't really trying to block the line of sight.
Yeah.
But he's probably kind of duck down behind her.
Yeah, 100%. A good moment.
I'm holding the short sword backwards, up flat against my arm, trying to hide it in my hand.
100%. With your 18 passive perception, actually, you notice the eyes on the painting of William the First, who you recognize as you saw speeches of him as a young man. This man, a couple decades older in the painting, but definitely William. You watch one of the set of eyes track over just perceptively enough that you're like, that shit moved.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you kind of have that sort of feeling that you get with paintings sometimes, or did it move? Did it not? Craig is like, that moved.
That moved.
You see, a spell will come across you that fails instantly. That Lucas casts. He tries to wrest control of undead, but because that does not work on you, it does not work on you. But it's the instant, the sort of gut reaction of I have a rogue undead in my parlor. No, must seize control. And then when the spell fizzles, the burrows double. The burrows doubled. His brows furrow doubled. Whatever. Moving right along.
I assure you, I'm no longer an undead servant of anybody.
Gonna need a caravan in the morning. You're leaving. You all will be going to the capital with this thing.
Watch your words. I was a human such as you, and I'm your elder in these towns.
You may be my elder, but I'm your superior. And he looks at all of you and goes, I give you this charge, and I will see to it you make it to our capital. In the morning, meet me at the southern gate of town. I will have horses, rations, enough for the trip. Only you will take this trip. I will send word to William himself. One of his emissaries should meet you at the walls of the city. Tell no one of what you have in your possession. And like the atmosphere of like Lucas's sort of like laid back, nonchalant nature vanished instantly. He has just spotted a grave threat to the Empire. And it is up to you to either take what he says or not, and we'll see how that goes.
Can you tell us what exactly we have on our hands here?
A creature beyond my understanding. I've never even heard tale of one wresting their consciousness back. If this made it out that it's even possible to come back from the other side, do you understand the mayhem that would cause? We have a strict, balanced society under William's rule. Balanced. For 25 years, we've held the balance. I would not see it undone. William would not see it undone.
I understand this, but he's clearly not dead.
Thank you for saying
he smells like
not
death.
creature.
Sure. He smells like death. Sure. He's surrounded by flies. Sure.
I would say he is quite visibly dead. Now, is a soul inhabiting it? I would say yes. William strike me down, I would say yes, but I am also a disciple of the man and would rather him study it, him find out the truth, the reasoning behind this, for he is much more learned than I. He's had almost half a century to study the arts.
You say William strike you down as if he's become a god.
Close to it.
I spit.
And you're lucky I don't incinerate you where you stand. But I fear if I did, I would only hear the reprimands from above. So, in the morning, to the capital with you, which I named. As Sean, I'm saying that. I named that at some point. Somebody wants to remind me of that name, that would be great. Or I will find it at a later time and write it down somewhere. But the capital it is.
But I'll find it.
What do you guys say? What do you guys do in response? Like Lucas has leaned forward onto like one arm on his knee and it's like seriously, and he keeps circling back to Conversion, hoping Conversion would be the sort of salient voice in the group of like, it's a path.
Yeah. Conversion kind of will meet his look and will nod. I am most curious now myself.
Okay. In the morning, then, we shall meet. He stands up. He quickly mutters an incantation and opens the sort of back door in the parlor, which opens back into the barracks. He goes, I wish for nobody to see you. He conjures a cloak and hands it to you, Craig.
Do you have a different color?
He just takes a deep breath, closes his eyes. What color?
Black.
Shifts color to black.
Thank you.
Hands it to you.
Fair enough.
I will see you all in the morning. There's much work to be done before the dawn comes. Please, on your way.
Yeah, Convergential will walk through the portal.
You see, as the rest of you sort of like cycle in, Lucas already is at his desk, pulling out a parchment and quill and starts writing furious notes. And then the door closes, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode. Unless there would like to be some RP between Craig and the party before we end. If Craig wants to say something.
No, we can do it next week.
Okay, we'll open next week with a bit of party bonding with Craig, and we'll also remember whoever has Natz's old gear and figure out where that shuffled to.
Yep.
Wonderful.